what if you are a child of two illegal aliens who are residing in the U.S.? Does that automatically make you a U.S. citizen? And now with the threat of Trump saying no, that he's also going to cancel that, is that still possible? I mean, you were born in the U.S. Now he's saying that regardless if you were born in the U.S., but if you don't have a U.S. citizen parent, at least one, that doesn't make you a U.S. citizen. But how about prior? Will the children of illegal aliens now also be threatened? Is their citizenship also in question?
Okay, so what Trump is raising is this issue of birthright citizenship. The 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution says anyone born in the U.S. and subject to its jurisdiction is a U.S. citizen. And I guess the issue is, what does it mean subject to the jurisdiction thereof? That's where Trump, I think, is trying to get around birthright citizenship, that somehow parents are not subject, illegal parents are not subject to the jurisdiction. He cannot amend the U.S. Constitution by executive order. I would have to wait and see what his theory is, but I think the theory is going to be, what does it mean subject to the jurisdiction? And illegal parents are not subject to the jurisdiction. But if a person is already born of out-of-status parents, they're not going to be able to take it away. It's just, I think they're talking about from this point forward, but I don't think that that's going to happen. You would have to amend the Constitution of the U.S.
Okay, so at least that's
I think,
there.
we have like...
But the
yes,
other side is, a big but is, both parents could still be deported. Which is another thing that Tom Homan, Trump's border czar, was saying, that they are not necessarily going to give deference to parents of U.S. citizen children. If the parent is deportable, we're going to deport them. And if that means you have a U.S. citizen child, you're going to have to make the choice. Are you going to leave the kid behind in the U.S. with relatives, or take them back home to your home country? So it is really getting strict here, where in the past they would have some compassion if you had a U.S. citizen child. But Tom Homan said, it's not going to affect their opinions or position of whether to deport or not.
Okay.
So we have Filipinas in their last trimester who will travel to the U.S. and stay there until she gives birth, just so because they want their child to be a U.S. citizen. They can still do that.
The U.S. State Department recently amended its Foreign Affairs Manual and wanted to get rid of what they call birth tourism. And what they're saying is, if a woman is applying for a visitor visa and the primary purpose is to give birth in the U.S., to refuse the visa. So they are cracking down on what they call birth tourism, whether, Filipinas or I remember the Chinese used to be very big on the birth tourism. They had plane loads of people. But it's something that the U.S. is trying to crack down on, where women come over here pregnant, give birth, and then fly back with their U.S. citizen baby.
So U.S. Attorney Michael, many years ago, decades ago, I remember then U.S. President Ronald Reagan. He was very friendly, to illegal immigrants. He even gave them amnesty. So is this also already out? I mean, this is already off the table. You don't see it happening during the Trump administration, that he will give amnesty to illegal aliens who are at least to the ones who are good citizens. Because that's what they were also saying. The Pinoys are good citizens. They're very hardworking. They feel that at least Trump is not going to go after them. Maybe these Mexicans who are, who are always breaking the law. The chances of amnesty not happening soon.
Okay, this is just my opinion. I think that first, Trump wants to build his wall. Then they want to start this mass deportation, especially of the felons and the terrorists and those who pose a threat to the U.S. After he gets those things done, and the Democrats are willing to compromise, I think he's willing to meet them halfway. I do remember when he was first elected back in 2017, he did have a discussion with Democrats about the border wall, about amnesty, but they only wanted to have DACA first without the wall or anything. But I think Trump is a deal maker. And then once he gets his wall, once he gets his mass deportations, once he keeps his promise to his base that he did something about immigration, then I'm hopeful that he would be willing to compromise and come up with some amnesty, because you're not going to be able to deport 11 million people. I mean, that's the population of New York.
Let's get together. Sunday 25. Sunday 25.